explosion, Bitcoin chain reaction just made billionaires overnight. People are celebrating, jaws are dropping all over the world. Bitcoin is at $17,000 now. CNBC just called it. They just called it. A trader next year, get ready, $100,000 next year. Dave Chapman from a cryptocurrency trading firm said this week, he said, quote, "I wouldn't be surprised to see a six-figure headline." He sees the price of Bitcoin exceeding $100,000 before the end of 2018 as the runaway cryptocurrency gains wider and wider acceptance. Joining me now is the trade genius himself, Bob Kudla with TradeGeniusAcademy.com, where Bitcoin millionaires are being born every minute. Bob, the last time you were here, Bitcoin was flirting with $10,000. $10,000 to Bitcoin, Bob. Now we're at $17,000. There were a few pullbacks this week, but 100,000, is that a reality?
Yeah, Gary, it is, and let me put it in context here too. What people need to realize is that we doubled in a month, and from basically from 20,000 to 100,000 is only going up 5 more times. So the numbers look huge, but the percentages aren't. And what's driving this now is that, ironically, the futures markets have opened in New York for trading the cryptocurrencies. They're starting with Bitcoin, and then they're going to also add Ethereum to it. It's allowing now hedge funds and other institutional investors to buy into this new asset class because they have an ability now to offload risk. Up until today, they couldn't do it. The risk managers wouldn't let them do it because there was no way for them to offload risk onto a third party. Now they could do that with the futures contracts. It keeps the volatility from getting too out of control, and it's going to allow more and more money to come into the space. The other thing, too, is that people are convinced now that central banks around the world have lost control. And, the Fed pretty much, Yellen is leaving now, and the new person that Trump brings in there is not going to be somebody who's going to try to kill the economic miracle that he's creating. So they're going to be dovish. So people are like saying, why should I keep investing into more fiat currency when I can invest in an asset class that the bankers can't steal from me? And so, there's sky's the limit. There's a good chance we'll break, our view is 21 to 25K before the end of the year.
Wait a second, before the end of the year, you're saying this?
Before the end of the year. We're almost at 18,000 right now, Gary, as we're talking.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is wild. It's unbelievable to watch this. It really is. I mean, I know people years ago that just got into Bitcoin. They were all crazy about it, and I'm sure that they are just they're happier than pigs in a in a pig farm.
Well, it's amazing. This is the first asset class that the little people were able to get in before the big dogs could get in, and they're playing catch up. And you got to realize too, a lot of these coins are locked up. For a lot of people, this is a movement for people. A lot of these guys that hold, 80-85% of the coins are only held by 10 or 12% of the people, and they're like, this is a movement. We want to change the world. So it's not like supplies laying around. It's not like how they could go into the futures market and shake people out of positions. A lot of these guys are holding coins, average price of $30, Gary. They're not selling because Goldman Sachs tries to scare them out on $1,000 move. They hold even